Hey YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. It has literally been like a year since I've posted on my channel, which is crazy. Like, I've never gone that long, but needless to say, this whole video is going to give you guys the full rundown so you understand what happened, what I was up to, where I went, what I was doing, etc. As you can tell from my background, I am not at home. I'm currently at uni. So where me and you left off is that you guys saw me basically in the beginning stages of getting ready to go to York. Psychology was what I was going to study at the University of York, and then I was now starting to go down this path of wanting to become a clinical psychologist and etc. And I made this whole video about how I was so happy to be going to York, and truly I was. But ultimately, I'm not even going to put any faff around it. I'm not even going to like drag it out. I'm just going to say point blank period, I dropped out of York. The first month of York was great, maybe like the first 3 weeks up until it got to October and I went back home for the first time, and I was like, oh, maybe I don't like this university. So we'll start off at the beginning. Like I said, I went home, I was doing some of my work that was due and stuff like that, and I just felt so horribly bored by what I was doing, and I was like, this cannot possibly be what I'm about to lock myself into. I also felt myself reluctant to go back to university. I initially felt like uni wasn't for me, and I made the wrong choice about going to uni, point blank. Obviously, considering the career path I want to go down, I have to be at university. I have no choice. So then I started to question, is this career path even for me? You know what? F it, I'm just gonna be an influencer. But everyone kind of spoke some sense into me and said, no, keh-me, like, you've literally been there for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. See it through for at least a good 3 months. Like, so I said, you know what, you're right. Ultimately, I went back to university and hated it even more. I fell into such a deep depression, like deep. I might put the clip in, I might not, we'll see how I feel. I was so depressed, so horribly not myself, and I remember being so confused, and I couldn't understand exactly what I felt and why I was feeling the way I felt. I was so confused, and the more confused I felt, the more I felt more depressed. So this one day where I was like, no, enough is enough, and my mum was like, enough is enough. It was mid-November, and I basically had work and I started this new job. But even with that job, it didn't feel like 100% God, because they said to me, yeah, you can have this job, but first of all, you're temporary staff because you're Christmas, and also you can't go home for Christmas even though you're a university student. So it meant that I wouldn't spend Christmas with my family, which was crazy. But anyways, I digress. I went to work this one day. I like got ready. I was feeling so low down and stressed. I probably missed about a week of uni, and I was finally doing something more than just sitting in my bed and rotting. I literally was walking to work and I just started crying in the middle of campus. Literally in the middle of campus, I just lost it. I turned around, went straight back to my room and just called my mom, and I was just bawling. I was like, I don't know what's wrong. Like, I just feel so caged. I feel trapped. I feel anxious. I feel scared to even go into work. I feel like not me, and I can't even bring myself to do something that I can easily do, which is go into work. Like, that's the bare minimum, let alone go into university, let alone get up and have a shower, let alone like do the bare minimum and eat 3 meals a day. My mom was like, this is scary. And this is obviously because this is the beginning stages of how a lot of people end up in really dark spaces and sadly take their own life. So my mom was so scared. She started crying. She was like, oh my goodness, because obviously I was so far away. I was literally a 4.5 hour drive away, so she couldn't quickly access her child like she would have wanted to. She spoke to my uncle, he called me. She spoke to my auntie, she called me, and everyone was giving me advice, and everyone kind of just came together to try and push me to continue to be at uni. Although my auntie did say to me, like, if you are not feeling right there, get up and go. You do not have to be there. And she's probably the main reason why I said, you know what, I'm gonna look at alternatives. 2 years ago in 2022, when I started to realize I wasn't gonna get any medicine offers, I added an extra course onto my UCAS, which was for neuroscience and psychology at King's College London, and I always wanted to do it, but I was like, I can't do it because it's not medicine, for one, and then later on when I wanted to do clinical psychology, I was like, can't do it because it's not accredited, and I wouldn't be able to become a clinical psychologist with this as my bachelor's, or I would have to do a conversion master's, and I just don't want to do that. Just make it easy and do a psychology degree. I literally started to feel like I had been picked up and placed in this random simulation of a world. I do not belong here, and that was my gut feeling. So I went on Google one day, I opened my laptop, I said enough is enough, and I typed up BPS accredited courses, and I had a whole list. I filtered it, I put in London, and I clicked through until I saw King's College London Neuroscience and Psychology. And obviously I recognized the course because I applied to it before. I was like, hold on, last time I checked, this wasn't accredited. To my surprise, it was accredited, and I just don't know how, but I missed it. And then obviously the grades grades were AAA. And last time I checked, I did not qualify for any sort of contextuality at King's. Can I even apply? Like, yeah, okay, it's accredited, but will they even take me with A star AC? Because remember guys, I've got a C in chemistry. Fast forward, I then did some more digging, some more research this one day, and I found out I am contextual to King's. I then emailed King's and I emailed the department. I said, would my grade profile qualify? And they said, yes, if you're contextual. And it's like the penny literally dropped, and I was like, I found my way out. Redid my personal statement that I used for psychology to get into York, added a bit of neuroscience into it, contacted my sixth form who I haven't spoken to in like a year and a half or something like that, and basically did like everything I possibly could to get my reference done, to get everything. Within this 1 week before Christmas, before everything closed for Christmas, I sent off my application to King's College London. And then the wait began. I hear back from King's and they basically say to me, hey, can you send over your transcript for A-levels? So I sent over my transcript, and then the wait really began because I did not hear back from them for a very, very long time after that. The new year starts and I start off the year fasting for the whole of January, or like 21 days of January, something like that. I remember I would be at my desk studying for exams that I had at York, and I was just like, God, please fix this, please guide me, please lead me, please open the door to wherever it is you want me to be. So all of January goes and I don't hear anything from King's. February comes and I'm getting so stressed because I've gone back to York, I've sat the exams, I flopped to the exams obviously because I wasn't revising. And I remember when I was back at York, I was just like, I cannot be here. I remember calling my mum on the day that I was going to go back home after exams were done after 2 weeks. I was like, this is the last time I'm packing up my stuff. The next time I come here is to pack my shit and leave. In every single sense of the word, it was not for me. Financially not for me, distance wise not for me, demographic wise not for me, the course was not for me. One day I decided to go on a run. Before this run, I had 2 dreams about me getting into King's College London. I would stay up till like 4 a.m. and if you know me, you know I sleep early, stressing over whether I'm gonna get in, looking at the university, reading things, searching for PDFs, looking for freedom of information of what the likelihood of getting in is. And God literally gave me 2 dreams. He was like, you're going to get in. Like, he showed me, I'm not gonna explain the dream because it's a bit intimate and I don't really need to. Anyways, I did that run. I came back home and I was literally so exhausted. It was my first ever run and I saw a notification. I was thinking, imagine if one of those emails is from King's. To my surprise, it was. I went on to the thing and I'll put in the picture of what I saw. I instantly was like, oh my goodness. I was like to my mom, it's time, bro. I was so nervous and I opened it, and again I'll put up on the screen what I saw, and I'd gotten my offer from King's and everything fell into place. I was literally on my knees like, thank you Jesus, because you just saved me for the 100th time in my life. So I got into King's. So within a week of receiving my acceptance, I dropped out of York. I came back to York with it in like April or something before my birthday, moved all my shit out. That was it for York, and from that point onwards it was just me preparing to go to King's. And so now I'm at King's. I literally just moved yesterday. I'm still doing psychology. I'm still on the path of doing clinical neuropsychology, and if you guys want me to go into depth of why I really didn't like York, I would do that. This is kind of like a story time of my life update, but I can do a separate video for you guys. But yeah, that's literally my current situation. A moving vlog coming out for you guys. I've got a freshers week vlog coming out for you guys. I've got the first week of uni coming out. I've got everything coming out. If you've been here from the beginning since medicine days and you're here again to watch yet another life update, you are genuinely a true supporter of mine, and I literally love you so much. If you guys want to hear more about the story and more about why I didn't want to be at York and more about what I went through, let me know in the comment section and I will make that video for you guys. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this life update, and I hope you guys are going to stay tuned for the new future videos and to basically follow me on my journey.